and thank you for joining me today. My name is Graham Gardner, and today I'm going to be walking you through a day in the life scenario for how Project Manager Pat's life is made easier by Acumatica Construction Edition. Pat currently works for a construction company, and he has some pain points and issues that he deals with on a daily basis. Things like lack of visibility to project information and lack of dashboards. He needs the ability to approve items in the field, and he also has a lack of job reporting. The ability to create a WIP report doesn't exist today in their company. Let's open up Acumatica Construction Edition and see how we can help. When Pat logs into Acumatica Construction Edition every day, the first thing he sees is his homepage, which is a project dashboard. This project dashboard is made up of different types of widgets. We've got tables, charts, pie graphs, etc. We even have an embedded web page here that is showing us a job site camera to one of Pat's projects. So we're seeing a live feed directly into one of Pat's projects, simply by putting an embedded web page right here on the dashboard. What I'd like to do now is open up one of Pat's projects. Let's go ahead and click on one directly from the dashboard. That's going to open up the project window for us. One of the unique things about Acumatica Construction Edition is everything necessary for the project manager or for the user related to the project is available on this one screen. We've got these tabs going across the middle, giving access to almost anything you could need related to the project. You don't have to hunt and peck through the system to find invoices or balances or commitments or even change orders. It's all available from within the project screen. Let's take a look at the revenue budget for this particular project. Here down below in the details, we can see our project tasks or schedule of values. We can see the cost code, the descriptions. We can see our original budget amounts, unit rates, budgeted quantities. As we scroll right, we've got pertinent information related to this project on the revenue side. We can even update percent complete directly from the project simply by updating this percent complete column. I can click into one of these items, and if I change the percent complete and tab out of the field, it's going to automatically generate a pending invoice for us. If we're ready to build this project, I can simply come up here and run project billing, and it's going to automatically generate a pro forma invoice. From here, I can see that this is a progress build job. If we wanted to take a look at the invoice, we can print the pro forma invoice, and it's going to open up for us. Like all the reports within Acumatica Construction Edition, we can change the look and feel. We can change the color scheme and the company logo for all of our reports. The Acumatica report writer and designer is built right into the system. From within the report screen, we can export any report out to Excel or to a PDF. We can email the report directly from within the system, and of course, we can print it out as well. If we go back to the report tab, let's take a look at the balances. If I click on the balances tab for this project, this is going to show us a mini P&L, basically for the project. We can see down below on the details section, we've got our income side and our expense side. We've got our different column headings that we can pick and choose what information gets displayed here. If we want to drill down further on any one of these, we can simply highlight one of the items and go view the transaction or commitment details related to one of these items on the Balances tab. Let's take a look at the change orders. Right from within the system, right from within the project window, we can create or view change orders on the fly. If I open up one of these change orders, we'll see the detailed information around the change order. The first tab of the change order is showing us the revenue aspect. The second tab is the cost budget. As I scroll around to the right, we can see commitments, detailed descriptions, etc. Up at the top here, this change order is sitting here currently on hold. If I untick that, you'll see release just became available. When I release this change order, it's going to automatically update the project for us. From reports, we can go take a look and review the change order. We can email the change order directly from the system, and with our approval map set up, we can approve or reject that change order if we have the rights to do so. Up here in the header information of the change order, you're seeing the revenue side, the cost side, commitments. You can even get to the point where you're seeing a gross margin amounts and gross margin percentages on your change orders. Let's go take a look at construction reports. I'm going to go back to the construction workspace, and you'll see a list of reports here that are built into the system. We have AIA-like reports, so let's take a look at a standard AIA report. We just need to pick our reference number here, and once we do that, I can run the report. Here's where you're seeing your G702 and G703 like reports formats. If I go to the next page, we'll see that again these reports are customizable. You can change the look and feel of information on any of your reports. If I go back to the construction workspace, let's take a look at a WIP report. This WIP report is going to show us a high-level detail of the project. When I select my project and run report, this is showing us at a top level our contract amounts, our estimated costs, our actual costs, under over billings, and our forecasted costs. Again, this is showing us at a high level. If we want to see that by the detail, we don't have to leave this screen. I can simply click on the project hyperlink and it's going to automatically generate a project WIP detail report for us. Now we're seeing this by task, by description, and by cost code. We're seeing the same headings, contract amounts, estimated costs, commitments, actuals, and forecasted costs. But now we're seeing it at the task and cost code level. Let's go back to our project dashboard. One of the other things that Pat continuously deals with are project quotes. I'm going to go out to my favorites workspace and click on project quotes. Pat has been working with a customer on a window upgrade. They are in the middle of negotiating pricing for the windows and installation efforts. Let's take a look at one of those project quotes. When we look at the project quote, this project quote was created by Pat. We can see here we've got our header information around the quote at the top and our detailed information below. On the estimation tab, this is where we are seeing the estimated cost for this quote. Project tasks are going to show us all of the tasks related to this quote. We've got pertinent billing information and activities related to this particular project. You can see at the top, we've got our total sales, total costs, gross margins, gross margin percentages, and then our quote total. Once we're at the point where we've accepted the quote, we can automatically convert the quote out to a project, and it will automatically update that project information for us. Let's go take a look at one of these projects that was created from a project quote. If I go back to the construction workspace and go to projects, let's take a look at one of those window upgrade projects. I'm just going to click on that project, and now we can see the tasks that we just saw on the project quote. And we can see the revenue side, budget side, cost, and revenue that the project was generated from a project quote. So the ability to create project quote and then turn that into a project also exists in Acumatica Construction Edition. Pat has a lot going on, as you can see, so let's go take a look at another dashboard, the Project Manager's dashboard. Here we have a different variety of widgets like we saw on the project dashboard. We've got menu tiles, and then we've got different tables of widgets information for each of these projects. Again, these dashboards are completely customizable and configurable, and you can set up the information based on what you want to see and what information you want to drill down into. Let's take a look at project issues. If you remember in our earlier demo video for Jamie, who was our superintendent out in the field, Jamie entered that project issue regarding the wet subfloor. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Pat is now seeing it on his dashboard. Jamie entered that from his mobile device, and now it has been updated automatically to Pat's dashboard. When I open up the project issue, it is going to show me the issue and that it was entered by Jamie out in the field, when it was created, who the owner of the project is. We can see that it was a field report, and down below in our details, we can see the details that were entered by Jamie out in the field. We can also see any related activities, like emails that were sent around the project. If I go to Files, we can see the picture that Jamie took of the wet subfloor, right directly from within the project issue screen. All Pat needs to do now is assign the correct people to go out and address the project. He would use the Assign Project Issues process, and if the assignment map has already been created, all the project manager has to do is schedule the process to happen automatically. Let's go back to the project manager's dashboard and take a look at the RFIs widget. If we look at the RFIs widget, we can see that we've got requests for information that have come in. One of those requests happens to be from an HVAC contractor asking a question about a substitution. If we open up the RFI, we can see all of the related information around this request for information. We can attach files, we can show activities, we've got our header information here, cost impact, all of the details around this RFI. Down below, we're actually seeing the question that came in that we need to confirm. If we go to the activities page, we can see that we are tracking all of the information about the original email. We are tracking when it came in, as well as the email responses. So now we've gone through the RFI, we've responded to the RFI, and sent the responses back to the engineer directly from within Acumatica Construction Edition. Back to the project manager's dashboard, the last thing is, Pat can also see approvals. He can see the AP invoice and time entries that need his approval. So back on his project manager dashboard, when we show the approvals app, Pat's got my items to approve sitting right here on his dashboard. Here's where we can see the item that came in from Jamie out in the field. Pat now has to approve this to move on further in the process. As you can see, Pat has covered project issues, RFIs, project quotes, and job costing, all within Acumatica Construction Edition. Pat has lots of other features and functions that I haven't covered today. For example, if your company utilizes Procore for project management, we also have a seamless flow of information from Acumatica Construction Edition to Procore. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. For more information, please send an email to info@strategiesgroup.com or submit the form on this page.